How's it going, everybody? It's me, Shane. I'm here to give you another Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War episode review recap. Today's episode is episode 8, entitled Project Shooting Star Zero Mix. I don't know if there was another episode called Project Zero, but here we are. Before I go any further, please hit that like button. Leave a comment down below. I would surely love to hear from you. How are you enjoying the series so far? Especially you diehard Bleach fans that swore it was the best of the best of the big three. Where are you guys at? I want to know what you think. Come on. Let me know. Tell me. And above all other things, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. Be notified of more videos just like this one. So let's just go ahead and go in here. You have Squad 4 trying to get as many people who are still alive healed and medical attention as fast as possible. And Isane, lieutenant of Unohana, says, maybe if we just went out there, we could have saved more people. And she interrupts her and says, you shouldn't let your feelings dictate what you say. It would be very easy of them to have just gone out there with to leave out of concern, right? But she knows that she isn't that short-sighted at all. And she's, Isane starts crying and she says, don't cry. Don't leave Squad 4 barracks no matter what was the final order of the captain commander. So that is super smart to just look forward and go, well, they're probably going to murder everyone. So let's not have our medical guys get murdered. All of you stay inside. That's uber smart. Very, very smart. Especially since they popped up out of nowhere. So to already have that in play, good job. Sing Shui, with his one eye, goes to the giant hole that was left, and the title appears right on the side of it. I love that. Ichigo gets a report from one of the guys that works in Squad 12. Not the third seat, the other guy that's under him. He gets a report from him stating that not Rukia, but Kisuke, Orihime, and Chad are both okay. Or Sato. I like calling him Chad, but Sato are all okay. And that's all that's been reported. Ikaku. Wow. As I do the review, I remember when I was writing up my notes, I couldn't remember his name. Ikaku's pissed because he's like, let me see the captain. There's no way that Captain Zaraki lost. That's a... You gotta love when you have people that have your back. That shows how much they love their captain. Pardon me. Where am I at here? So there's a healing guy I can't remember his name. He's shown up before. He looks at Ichigo and says, yeah, Kurosaki, I need you. I need to heal you up. And he's like, no, I'm fine. And no, I can tell that you're actually hurt. And then Shinji comes in and tells him, hey, Renji and Rukia are out of surgery, and they head over to their room. The nurse says, yeah, no, they're fine. They should be okay pretty soon. Wait, make sure I didn't forget anything. And they're no longer in critical condition. So Rukia wakes up, talks to Ichigo, thanks him for, coming to protect them. And he's like, yeah, of course I would do it, but it looks like I came too late. And Shinji is trying to, I guess, shoulder, trying to get rid of some of Ichigo's guilt. And tells him, look, man, you should be celebrating right now. If it wasn't for you, the enemy boss wouldn't have retreated. Which, I wonder how much of that is true, because it really seemed like they had a time limit and they had to go. But maybe Ichigo really did distract them long enough that they couldn't just march around and do more damage. Possibly. Out of the blue, someone comes in and says, hey, Captain, Mayuri has a last name, and I always forget his name. I think it's Kusuichi. I can't remember his name. I know it's Mayuri, right? Mayuri wants to see him about his Zanpakuto. Remember, it got destroyed at the end by a stereotypical blonde German guy. So Ichigo runs out right away. Shinji's saying this idiot, also called him a dumbass earlier. He's saying this idiot is worried about others, and right now he's hurt. And Rukia says to, Captain Shinji, I cannot ever remember his last name, but says, it doesn't seem like he's in a lot of pain. Like, he has a painful look on his face. And Shinji's like, he's having a rough time too. His Zanpakuto was broken, and in the end, he couldn't protect anybody, and he's probably exhausted. And she's like, you think that's it? And feels like he's dealing with something more serious and trying to hide it. Oh yeah, no, the fact that he's actually a Quincy, kind of just found this thing out. Looked at the Soul King, looked at the Quincy King, and probably went, he looks familiar. It's not really a spoiler if you always watch the intros. All right, the music is great for intros, and so is animation. Just watch the intro. That's not a bit of a spoiler at all. So Yamamoto's sword is the only thing that could be found. His burnt, broken blade. No sign of his body. So all the captains that are left in that room are just basically, they all kind of turn their heads and look down. They're all pretty upset. And I think it was, I always forget, I think his name's that's not Sosuke, that's Ice's name. The guy with the long hair, I'm just going to call him June. He was saying all this, and then a ninja comes in and says, oh yeah, can you report about captains of 6 squad Byakuya and captain of 11 squad Zaraki? They survive, but they're going to have a hard time. They won't be able to return to their captain duties right away, if they even wake up at all, right? If they regain consciousness. And Soifong, she yells at him, just like, shut up, just get out. I don't want to hear any reports like that. Can't you see we lost the head captain? And, what else do you want us to do? One of the guys who was the wizard, he was the dude whose blade was basically a tactical knife. I'm not going to pretend like I remember his name. If you're a fan of him, leave me his name in the comments down below. He flat out says, you need to stop. You're embarrassing yourself. And he's like, it's easy for you to say. We know that you and others had a grudge against him. Because remember, they got kicked out of Soul Society because, what Aizen did with the experiments, put the mask on them, make them basically hollow hybrids, make them wizards, and they got kicked out because of that, which kind of shows how intolerant Soul Society was during its time of peace. Seemed like they were a little bit more civil when they were just going out murdering dudes, but we ain't gonna talk about that. We don't talk about that. And homeboy's like, how dare you say, he's about to get in her face. And of course, I forgot the wolf captain's name, Komaru, I think. He steps up and says, Soifong, you think you're the only person that wants to scream? And Shumsui comes up. He's like, hey now. First of all, Shumsui's always been one of my favorite characters because he's so laid back. Even when, Captain Commander, that's the only time he actually showed kind of emotions, when Captain Commander got murdered, right? But he's saying, if the old man was here, he would have us all lined up, smack us all. He'd say, how pathetic to see you cry and scream in front of the articles I left behind. And of course, she calls him Kill Raku. She's just like, you bastard. And he's like, yo. Where is it? He says, yo, the Gotei 13 don't exist to grieve or cry over the destruction of Soul Society. Our job is to protect Soul Society. So let's look forward to the future. We are the Gotei 13. That's going to come up quite a bit, and that's the thing that they're hammering home to Soifong. That yeah, all of this is technically on us because we're the ones in charge. We all lost subordinates. We all lost tons of people because we couldn't stop these enemies, even though we're supposed to be the strongest. Mayuri says, can't fix your Zanpakuto. Ichigo says, but whenever yours is broken, you fix it. He says, fix. I modify mine. And the only thing that can fix the Zanpakuto is the owner's mind, spiritual pressure, and time to infuse with the blade. He's like, okay, so that's all he's saying. He's like, did not finish. There's a difference between a Shikai breaking and a Bankai breaking. What Ichigo had was his Tensa Zangetsu broken. You cannot repair a Bankai that has been broken. It's done for. But he says what he can do. And Cone, remember Cone, the little lion head guy who runs through? They even gave him his own filler arc with 3 other fake cones. Hope those guys don't show up. That filler, the filler in Bleach is just kind of meh. But anyway, Cone runs by, and Mayuri's on the phone. He's already picked up a phone. They have cool, like, telecom phones, right? He's talking to someone, and apparently the great Squad Zero. Oh, yes. There's not just squads 1 through 13. There was a 0, technically making them 4 squads. No, that's the Gotei 13. This is Squad 0. But I will continue to tell you what's going on with that. So, Squad 0 showing up. Mayuri doesn't really want to see them, but Ichigo probably should. And when they show up, Shinji's kind of like, yeah, I don't know if you want to be here for this. And it was recommended that Ichigo be there. Ichigo's like, so where are these guys from? They're up in the Royal Palace, my dude. Shinsui's just started. He's our exposition guy. You remember those walls that you saw when you first came in? Remember back when he first invaded Soul Society to go save Rukia? He's like, you ever wonder what those walls were there to protect? And he's interrupted as a pillar falls down. It is the Tenchurin. It's the transport used by them. Squad 0 only has 5 members. There are no officers. All 5 of them are captains. And their combined strength is greater than that of all of the 13 court guards. The Gotei 13 combined do not compare to them. And after the break, we come back, and I've loved their look. I remember when I first saw these guys. They're super lively. We have 2 ladies. One of them is a full-figured woman who seems like she's like 7 feet tall, but good job, Kubo. Towards the end, you started to work on that representation, because then we got another black guy, and this one isn't a traitorous asshole and doesn't look like a stereotype. He's just all smiles and dancing, which I can accept. Then we have Pompadour Man, and then we have the large guy with giant beads around his neck, looking like he's Goken from Street Fighter 4. Anywho, they appear. Where am I here? Love their look. One woman who shows up and smacks the shit, the giant woman, the full-figured gal, she smacks the shit out of Shinji's back, and she's like, it's good to see you again. And he's like, have we really met? And she's asking about Hiroko, who's his lieutenant. Blonde girl, short, asks about his lieutenant. And he's like, wait a minute. And I wrote her name in here so I wouldn't forget. Guys, please don't be mad at me. What is her name? Kiryu. He's like, Kiryu, that's you. I barely recognize you. And she's like, oh, don't say I haven't changed that much. And her stomach starts to growl. Don't worry. It's not a stereotype. It's actually a cool thing. I cannot wait for them to show this. So, if one thing to note, the Hiyori, or the captain's jackets, as we say in English, the Hiyoris have 4 stars on it. And it's kind of weird you say it's 5, but I finally found out the reason for that at the end of the episode. So she's starving, and Pompadour Gangster Man with his long hair gets right in Unohana's face. Mind you, everyone has been afraid of this woman, period. When she speaks, everyone shuts up. I love the fact that Thousand Blood War is going to show you all why everyone shuts up. Those who know, you know. Where am I here? So this guy, Gangster Man, and that is a clue. I'm surprised I didn't pick up on it when I first read this, but that's a clue. So he's in her face. Of course, she's speaking with closed eyes. He's asking if you're using that healing technique I taught you. Oh, remember, Unohana was in the first Gotei 13. So this guy is older than that. Was he the one that changed her from being that cold-eyed swordsman? Possibly. But she says, of course, she is. And the largest member, his name's Oso. He shows up, he shows up to kind of say, hey, we'll have time for catching up later, because Pompadour Man is basically saying, yeah, I heard you guys lost to a bunch of men, and I'm wondering what's going on. And so he wonders, why are they there? And he's like, oh, so you're Ichigo Kurosaki. Cool. Well, we're here at the Soul King's behest because we're here to rebuild Soul Society. And Ichigo's coming with them. Of course, Soifon, who has been on a bit of I'd call it a tantrum. She's redirecting her anger in very unhealthy ways. She has had enough, and she is frustrated. She's like, you guys come after the destruction of Soul Society, which Ichigo actually said before they got there. After the destruction, you're talking about you're going to rebuild everything. And Osho is like, can I finish? Everybody's interrupting people today, right? Can I finish? And she's like, no. And before she can speak, Pompadour Man is behind her with her arm kind of like in a judo hold. And she's like, what the heck type of technique was that? So it obviously wasn't Flash Step. Apparently he was way faster than the second fastest person in Soul Society. Man, second or third fastest person in Soul Society, right? And he says, oh, quit joking around. Is that what you're going to say? That's our line. You know, so wait, what are you guys again? You're the Go Take 13, right? So your job, our job is to protect the Royal Palace. Your job is to protect the Seireitei, Soul Society. So what kind of court guard cries for help after failing to get the job done? You're not worthy to bear that name. And she's very upset, and also hits him in the head, and he's like, damn, he says, ow, that hurts, damn it. He will say that again later on. He's like, let me finish what I'm trying to say here. We got a job to do first. I'm going to interject on myself. That is a common theme, though. I feel like that's going to be really good motivators, if not for Soy Phone, at least for half or more of the remaining captains, because you had a job to do. One job. Your job was to protect Soul Society. When you had to handle Ichigo, y'all seemed to were able to do things pretty well. When you had to fight those hollows down there in Hueco Mundo, you seem to be doing a pretty good job. So you couldn't do anything now? Damn shame. Damn show is. So, no need. So when Oso's like, we got to finish what we came here to do. No need. The other woman that's part of this group, she has 8 golden arms. I call her Spider Lady. 8 golden arms. And she's holding 4 different orbs. 3 of them contain Rukia, Byakuya, and Renji. The other one's seemingly empty. And Unohana says, unacceptable. Unacceptable. Cannot let you leave with those 3. They're not fit to leave Soul Society right now. They need to be healed. And Pompadour straighten up his Pompey and says, I'm pretty sure you're aware that you do not have the means to heal these guys. And he says, you're not strong enough to do it. And you already know that, Retsu. And says, medical care isn't the thing you should be doing right now. And, you know, her eyes are fully open. She's looking at him. She has this look on her face. Foreshadowing. So, Mayuri says, you broke into my lab as well. Because in the 4th pod is Ichigo's broken blade. You're always so disrespectful. So funny. Mayuri, fun fact about me. When we did the first arc, the Break into Soul Society arc, my favorite characters at first, Uryu, Byakuya, who's my number 1, that's my dude, Byakuya, and then Mayuri. He is so insanely weird. I tend to like weird characters like that. Like his Bankai is a giant baby caterpillar thing. Yes. Anywho, the woman, where is she at? She says, oh, apparently she knows him. She's saying, you know, you're exaggerating, saying I broke in. All I did was place my hand on the door and it slid right open. However, it was far less secure when I was around. And one of her metal hands kind of does the thing that my hand just did with the pop. And he kind of pauses and goes, yeah. Because, you know, he talks like this all the time. He's like, I hope, because I didn't finish reading it, but I hope at least somewhere in these episodes they kind of show the connections that some of these people have with one another, like Kiryu to Shinji, Pompadour to Unohana, which he's dressed like a gangster. I know her connection to another character. And who else? Mayuri to Spider Lady. Pretty interesting. Actually, the only person that didn't speak was the hip hop black dude. God dog. Anyway, where am I at here? Ichigo says, so why are you taking me? You know, I can heal here. He's like, yeah, you can heal here, but you're being taken for a different reason. And a screen pops up from Kone's head, and it's Kisuke. And he's popping and being funny, like, oh, I thought I'd get better reception than that. But anyway, Orihime's here, Chad's here. They're both fine. They want to contact him. A lot's happened. And we hear a familiar voice and see a familiar midriff. It's very obvious that it's Grimjaw Jack. So Grimjaw is the one that killed Quileg, Oleg, jail time, weirdo, a-hole Nazi guy. So Okay, I can dig it. So that means that there's still some pretty strong people left in Hueco Mundo. Would be nice to see them join the battle. Anywho, Kisuke's telling him, look, you got some things that you need to decide to do. Do not worry about us. Do not factor us in. Do what you need to do. And after the feed goes out, because Chad and Orihime had to distract Grimjaw, because Grimjaw's like, is that Kurosaki, you bastard? They had to, Chad had maracas and Orihime was throwing water. I don't know if she was throwing water or purifying rice. I don't get it. But they question Kisuke, wondering, was it right for you to do that? What are you talking about? You do realize that the path he's going to take anyway is going to lead him to protecting all of us anyhow. Even he knows that. So I'm just reiterating he needs to focus. And so he calls Osho, he calls him Baldy. Hey, Baldy, can you fix my blade? Nope. Impossible. Cannot fix a Shikai. But if you come to Royal Palace, we can reforge it into something that looks like your original sword. He's like, fine. Well, actually, the word he actually says Wakarimas, which is I understand. So I understand. Fine. Good translation. Now we have Kukaku Shiba. Remember her with the one arm lady with the fireworks and the shooting up? She's the one who relights their rocket thing to go back up to the Royal Palace. Has no seatbelts. Ichigo's in for a bumpy ride. And little brother's asking her, was that the right thing to do? And she says, well, Ichigo's probably the only person that could protect us when they come and invade again. So, yeah, we had to do it. And she's apologizing to Uncle. Who's Uncle? Quick interlude flashback of a man who's back of the head. If this is not your first rodeo, that's Ichigo's dad's. That's the back of his head. Apparently, he was the captain of Temp Squad. My kanji reading for numbers is still good. Pretty sure that was a 10. Yeah, that was a 10. He was the captain of Temp Squad. Nope, that's wrong. Sorry, 9. It's captain of 9 Squad. No. Nope, it's 10. Sorry. He was the captain of 10 Squad. And now that I think about it, see, here's a problem with Kubo's. Here's a problem with a lot of manga artists. The ladies in Bleach all typically look the same unless you draw their eyes differently and they have different hair color. Because Kukaku kind of looks like Rukia, who kind of looks like Ichigo's little sister, who kind of looks like another character, who kind of looks like Soifon. So, yeah. I'm deducing that the Shiba family are probably distant cousins or cousins of the Kurosakis, because she called him uncle. Again, uncle is a thing they called, older men. Oyaji, Oji-san. But I think the word she actually used meant uncle, like a connection uncle. So, but apparently they have the full bringers. Remember when I said that arc was useless? We don't see their faces. We see the back of their heads. Yeah, the full bringers. Those guys are there working underneath them. So, yeah, there you go. Everybody back to training. So, they arrive. Palace looks amazing. Just straight blue skies. 5 floating discs. And some weird thing in the center, some weird pillar thing. And it also says, yeah, you should be bragging. Regular Spirit Reapers don't come, ordinary Spirit Reapers don't come up here, but ain't nothing about she's ordinary, right? And this is the place that Ichigo's like, so this is the place that Aizen wants to get to. He's like, wait a minute, thought you couldn't get through here without Oaken. Yeah, that's right. Oaken is inside of our bones, which were transformed by the powers of the Soul King. So when they were selected for Squad Zero, that's how they had their bones transformed into Oaken. And what Aizen was trying to do was create them, a version of them, so that he was able to get up in there. Where am I at here? And Spider-Woman comes in because he was trying to create them with his own spiritual power, using his own spiritual power. And he schemed to take the place of God, which, in my little notes here, that's a way better explanation of his plan as opposed to I'm mad at Soul Society. Why are you mad at Soul Society? Oh, so you just want to play God. He wanted to replace the Soul King. He wanted to create life and kill the king and thus be the new king. That makes more sense. It's more of a Scar Lion King kind of thing, and I can accept that more than just it's the thing I wanted to do, right? And she says that he's truly evil personified, but do take this to heart, Ichigo Kurosaki. The Quincy's you fought today are a greater evil. Her look is so damn serious, and it's just Ichigo's like, damn. And now he's in the middle of a stone circle, which is supposed to be a blast pad to send him somewhere. Pompadour Man's gonna ricochet him. Like, you remember those carnival games with the mallet and you hit it and it goes ding? He's gonna do that. And he's like, wait a minute, where am I going? Am I going to see the Soul King? Guy tries to chastise him about it, and Kirio, she smacks him. Of course, that's the second time. He goes, damn, that hurts. You need to properly explain what's going on. So they're at the main palace entrance. The second palace, the greater the greater palace, which is called the Rieo. That's where the Soul King resides, and the 5 tray looking things are where their castles. That's why I said castles. Where their castles are, and that's where each of them reside. And they're called the Zero Ren Eden. And he's going to Pompadour Man's castle first, the Kirin Den of wow. Going to Kirin Den. I almost said the thing that I called it. Kirin Den of Pompadour. Suddenly he's in a hot spring. He's like, what the hell is going on? He said, are you trying to drown them? All 3 of the unconscious Rukia, Renji, and Byakuya are underneath the water. He's like, even Byakuya is bleeding. Yeah, he's supposed to. So what the water does is draw out your bad blood and draw out your damaged spiritual pressure. I was like, damaged spiritual pressure? Yeah. Look at that pond over there. Literally, sign says, Blood Pond Hell. All right. He's like, yeah, watch this. Literally picks up Byakuya, and as the kids say, yeeted him into the other pond. And he's like, this guy's on the verge of death. Don't worry. Any blood that is removed from you in the white pond is then replaced in the other one. And he has to do this a couple more times to where they'll be fully filled with the hot spring water that he has here. That is his healing method. And Ichigo, while trying to protest, he tells him, shut up. With the injuries you got, you'll be fine. He'll be fine when? In like a day or a night, and he'll be feeling twice as good as normal. Dude's also wearing a Fudoshi, very traditional Japanese loincloth. And third, we actually get this guy's name. His name is the Hot Spring Demon, Tenjiro Kirinji. That episode's over. Yeah, that's it. Oh, but before the episode, fully ends, Oso says, oh, so you're waking Soul King, because we see a bunch of stars. Oh, remember the things on the back of the jacket? And we see a crystal. Now, I don't remember much from the manga on this part. We actually get to see a humanoid face with distinct eyes, and those eyes kind of look like the stars that are on the back of the jackets, which are kind of like, how can I describe those? You know the star effect in anime when like a beam comes and hits something, then they like sparkle, explode? That right there. And this time, the ending word is from Kenpachi. Neither form nor soul shall escape my blade. Nothing except you. Next episode is called Drop. Or should I say The Drop. Our ending shot drawn as the 5 of Squad 0. I'm just going to say this right now. I don't care if you guys get upset with me. Zaraki, Unohana. We're about to get I hope we get a better explanation of how Unohana's Bankai works, because a lot of people were confused, but I surely understood it. The first go round. Why is Unohana going to be talking with Zaraki? Well, he's obviously hurt, but there is more to this. What do I call this episode? It's not like, ooh, spectacular like the last 2 episodes, but I greatly enjoyed the exposition, finally fleshing out why Sosuke Aizen was trying to do all that he did. Now, I'm going to get there, and I'm going to get you, Soul King. He wanted to play God. He wanted to be God. He wanted to replace God, right? That's all he wanted to do. Not create a new order. He wanted to create a new world. That's the point. For that, and for all the other explanations and the grand characterizations of these 4 of the 5, because we still didn't hear the brother speak, I give this a 4 out of 5. Yeah, for the 4 that spoke, you get a 4 out of 5. yeah. And that's that. Please tell me what you think in the comment section down below. Do not forget to hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new here and hit the notification bell to be notified of more videos such as this. As always, guys, thank you for taking some time out to listen to me ramble about this anime. Doing a great job, Studio Period. Doing a good job. As always, please be good, be blessed, wash those hands. Be good to yourself, be good to others. Either way it goes, please don't be a jerk. All right, take care of yourself. It is crazy out there, and I say this every time, and I'm going to keep saying it till I'm blue in the face. There's somebody who would rather talk to you today than been missing you and mourning you tomorrow. There's someone out there that cares about you. Please reach out to someone. I got my socials down there. Follow them. Send me a message. I got you. I got you, right? So, guys, with that, I will definitely be seeing you guys next time. Bankai.